Okay, welcome back, viewers. For our topic for today, it is still about the Wheatstone Bridge, but I will show the viewers, or I will show it to you guys, the difference between an unbalanced and a balanced Wheatstone Bridge questionnaire so that we can compute them. So what I did was side by side, I've shown a Wheatstone Bridge circuit and their questionnaires. Okay, so that you can see the difference, you can compare. Alright, okay, let's start. So we start first at the unbalanced Wheatstone Bridge. Ayun. Okay, a Wheatstone Bridge contains four resistors with their values. The only question is, we need to determine if the bridge is balanced. So what are we going to do is that since we have four given values for the resistors, we don't need to cross-multiply katulad nung isa, just like the other circuit at the other side. Right? So we only need this, this one, yan, that one, for the formula. Okay? Kasi we have four given resistors for the unbalance. Nothing is missing. It's complete. Okay? So, if it is complete, we use this formula. Right? Okay, let's start. So, how do we do that? By following the formula, checking if it is balanced. R1 is, the value of R1 is 100 ohms, right? Over the value of R2, which is 150 ohms. Then we write again equals, we match it, right? R3 is 200 ohms, okay? Over R4, what's the value of R4? You can see it there, 25 ohms. 250 ohms, rather, 250 ohms, right? Then, what do we do again? 100 ohms, we divide it to 150 ohms, right? And then, 200 ohms, we divide it to, that's division, to 250 ohms. Okay? Now, 100 ohms divided by 150 ohms, you get 0.666 ohms. That's 0.67. Pwede na yun. Okay? If you round it off. Okay? 200 ohms, you divide it to 250 ohms, you get 0.8 or 0.8. From that equation, you can see they are not balanced. Why? Because the other one is the first group of R1 and R2 resistors, it shows 0.666 ohms or 0.67 if you may. And the other group of resistors in the circuit, R3 and R4, they have shown 0.8 ohms. There's a significant difference, right? So, it is unbalanced. Okay? For that particular circuit. So, it's unbalanced. Okay, now, next one. Okay. Now, for the other one, the balanced, right? A temperature sensor installed on board a ship is connected in a balanced Wheatstone Bridge. And they have given us three resistor with values. Okay, three resistors with values. But there's one resistor that is missing in value. So we cannot use this formula. Okay, this formula that I am writing, we cannot use this. Later pa, okay? So we need to use this first because we are going to find R3. So we need to do cross multiplication, right? So how do we go about it? Okay, so For cross multiplication, we are looking for R3, right? So we write R3 is equals to R1 multiplied to R4 over R2, correct? Right? And then R3, yes, is equals to, what is the value for R1? That is 220 ohms. Multiply it to R4, and the value for R4 is 660 ohms over R2. The value for R2 is 440 ohms, right? 440 ohms. Then we write again R3 because that is what we are looking for. Then, as I've said, 220 ohms, you multiply it to 660 ohms. Okay, I'm sorry, that's multiplication, sorry. Okay, we multiply that, not division, multiplication, okay? We get, what do we get? By multiplying those, 145,200 ohms over 440 ohms, right? Now we write again R3 because R3 is what we are looking for. Now this is the time we divide them, okay? We divide these two. 145,200 ohms divided by, that's division. This time it is division. Divided to 440 ohms. The result is 330 ohms. Alright? Oh, ayun. We have we have we have an R3 already, right? So we put here R3 is 330 ohms. Okay, now we have R3. Kompleto na. It's complete now. We have R1, R2, R3, R4. They're complete already, right? So we need to check if the Wheatstone Bridge circuit is balanced. Okay, so what formula are we going to use again? We are going to use again R1 over R2 equals R3 over R4. Tama, right? So R1 is 220 ohms. Okay, over R2, which is 440 ohms, equals R3, 330 ohms over R4. Anong value ng R4? What is the value of R4? 660 ohms, right? So what are we going to do again? We divide 220 ohms to 440 ohms, that's division, and we divide 330 ohms to 660 ohms, division, right? Okay, 220 ohms divided by 440 ohms, what do we get out of it is 0.5 ohms. Okay, now 330 ohms, you divide it to 660 ohms, and what do you get? You get 0.5 ohms. So the circuit is balanced, right? Because they both have the same values. Now look at the other one. Look at the other circuit at the left. It's unbalanced. The unbalanced has its different values, right? The balanced, they have the same values. Now we can compare. Easy, right? Until the next video.